Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India Live, India's voice to the world. I'm Preeti Kaur. Coming up in the next 30 minutes. President Trump says expecting a response from Iran to the latest proposal later tonight, even as US imposes sanctions on 10 individuals and firms for helping Iran's weapons sector. President Trump says expecting a response from Iran to the latest proposal later tonight, even as US imposes sanctions on 10 individuals and firms for helping Iran's weapons sector. Trump announces three-day ceasefire between Ukraine and Russia starting today. Zelensky and Kremlin confirm truce and prisoner exchange. India and Trinidad Tobago signed agreements on tourism, solar energy, building on quick impact projects, and on strengthening health cooperation. And in a historic turn, Suvendu Adhikari will be sworn in as the first ever BJP Chief Minister of West Bengal today. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Union Home Minister Amit Shah to attend swearing-in ceremony in Kolkata. Let's get you updates on West Asia war. The Iranian Ministry of Foreign Affairs on Friday strongly condemned US attacks on Iranian oil tankers and several locations along the coast of the Strait of Hormuz, while US President Donald Trump said that he's expecting a response from Iran soon on an agreement to end the war. Washington is awaiting Tehran's response to a US proposal that would formally end the war before talks on more contentious issues, including Iran's nuclear program, while Iran has accused the US of breaching the ceasefire. The US Treasury on Friday sanctioned 10 individuals and companies, including several in China, over accusations they aided Iran's efforts to secure weapons needed to build its Shahed drones and ballistic missiles. The Treasury move comes days before US President Trump plans to travel to China for a meeting with President Xi Jinping. Treasury said it remained ready to take economic action against Iran's military industrial base to prevent Tehran from reconstituting its production capacity. Treasury said it was also prepared to act against any foreign company supporting illicit Iranian commerce and could impose secondary sanctions on foreign financial institutions that aid Iran's efforts. Brett Erickson, the managing principal at the Obsidian Risk Advisors, said US sanctions target Iran's threats to Strait of Hormuz shipping, but remain limited, allowing Tehran to find new suppliers while avoiding Chinese banks backing its economy. Meanwhile, efforts to end the war between the US and Iran appear to stall as the two sides traded fire in the Gulf on Friday, while a US intelligence analysis concluded Tehran could withstand a naval blockade for months. A CIA assessment indicated that Iran would not suffer severe economic pressure from a US blockade of Iranian ports for about another 4 months, according to a US official familiar with the matter, suggesting that US leverage over Tehran remains limited as the two sides seek to end a conflict that has been unpopular with the US voters. The Washington Post first reported the assessment. A senior intelligence official called the claims about the CIA analysis false, saying the blockade is inflicting real compounding damage, severing trade, crushing revenue, and accelerating systemic economic collapse. The recent days have seen the biggest flare-ups in fighting in and around the Strait of Hormuz since a ceasefire began a month ago, and the UAE came under renewed attack on Friday. The United States Department of Defense on Friday has released its first tranche of previously classified files on unidentified flying objects following an order from US President Donald Trump in February. In a statement, the Defense Department said the disclosure of documents, photos, and videos of unidentified anomalous phenomena will be followed by future releases as more materials are declassified. According to the experts, The batch of around 160 files released contain new videos of known sightings but gave no conclusive evidence of alien technology or extraterrestrial life. The files include a 1947 report of flying discs as well as grainy photos of unidentified phenomena taken from the moon's surface by the 1969 Apollo 12 lunar mission and a transcript of the Apollo 17 crew describing unidentified objects seen from the moon in 1972. Trump was the latest president to release U.S. government reports on UFOs, a disclosure process that began in the late 1970s. A U.S. Senate committee in Louisiana held a hearing looking at bills that would redraw the state's congressional map on Friday. The Senate and Governmental Affairs Committee heard testimony from lawmakers who represented Louisiana on Capitol Hill. Outside the hearing room, demonstrators gathered in protest while a short confrontation took place between Michael McClanahan and Senate security officers. The debate follows a recent Supreme Court ruling that said Louisiana improperly considered race when creating a second majority black congressional district under protections of the Voting Rights Act. A 6-3 decision could allow Republican-led states to remove Democratic-leaning majority black districts previously viewed as protected. A 3-day ceasefire between Russia and Ukraine was announced as diplomatic efforts to end the prolonged conflict continued. On Friday, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky confirmed that a 3-day ceasefire had been arranged with Russia as part of US-led efforts to negotiate an end to the war. He also said both sides would exchange 1,000 prisoners of war, while humanitarian concerns remained a key priority for Ukraine. Meanwhile, Kremlin said Russia had agreed to US President Donald Trump's ceasefire initiative from 9th to 11th of May and would carry out the prisoner exchange with Kyiv during the period. On the proposed ceasefire period, US President Donald Trump said he would like to see the temporary truce between Russia and Ukraine extended beyond the planned 3 days. Peru's conservative candidate Rafael Lopez Aliaga has said that he will not recognize the official results of the first round of elections held nearly a month ago amid a delayed vote count that places him third in the race.
I'm starting my position in advance. If the results continue this way, we will not recognize them. It will be an illegitimate, false government imposed by the dictatorship based at the National Office of Electoral Process, where the same people remain who have brought about this plan.
The final results of Peru's April 12th elections remain unclear, with nearly 99% of the ballots counted. No clear challenger has yet emerged to face conservative frontrunner Keiko Fujimori in the June 7th runoff. Logistical problems on the day of the first round led to long delays at polling stations. The Brazilian Navy conducted radiological tests on Friday to guarantee a safe environment during the visit of a nuclear-powered U.S. aircraft carrier in Rio. The aircraft carrier, USS Nimitz, arrived in Rio's Guanabara Bay on Thursday as part of the Southern Seas 2026 deployment for joint naval exercises. Navy personnel tested seawater, seabed sediment and air quality around the vessel to verify that radiation levels remain safe. Officials said monitoring is conducted daily through environmental sampling and air measurements. Powered by on-board nuclear reactors, the carrier will participate in exercises with Brazil's Navy from May 11 to 14th after visiting several South American countries. Authorities in Bolivia said that villagers in cocoa-producing Chapare region attacked anti-narcotics officers on Thursday after security forces dismantled illegal drug laboratories and confiscated 53 kilograms of cocaine. 2 police officers were injured during the ambush in Eterazama, located in the tropical Cochabamba area. Deputy Minister Ernesto Justiniano said that members of the Rural Anti-Drug Police Unit, that is UMOPAR, used tear gas and stun grenades to escape and secure the area. Cuba conducted military exercises as tensions with the United States escalated amid growing geopolitical strain. On Friday, Cuba carried out military drills, including artillery fire and troop maneuvers in central regions of the country as part of the preparedness programs reported by the state media. The exercises came amid rising tensions with the administration of US President Donald Trump, following increased pressure on Cuba through restrictions on oil shipments and remarks targeting the island after developments involving long-time ally Venezuela. India's External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar is in Trinidad and Tobago on the final leg of his three-nation Caribbean tour. During his visit, the External Affairs Minister met Trinidad and Tobago's Prime Minister Kamala Prasad Bharati and thanked her for her guidance on bilateral cooperation and also regional issues. Dr. S. Jaishankar signed key agreements on tourism, solarization of the Ministry of Foreign and CARICOM Affairs building, quick impact projects and the establishment of an Ayurveda chair in Trinidad and Tobago. The External Affairs Minister also took part in a community-focused engagement with Trinidad and Tobago Prime Minister at the handover of Made in India laptops to school children in the Twin Island nation. The initiative, delivered under the commitment made by Prime Minister Narendra Modi during his earlier outreach, was highlighted as a step towards expanding learning opportunities, awareness and digital access for students. The External Affairs Minister also addressed the nation's members of parliament and held meetings with senior leaders of the Twin Island nation. Laura Fernandez was sworn in on Friday as the 50th president of Costa Rica, becoming only the second woman to lead the country. The inauguration ceremony was held at the National Stadium in San Jose, where she received the presidential sachet. International guests, including King Philip VI, Isaac Herzog, and regional leaders were also present. Outgoing President Rodrigo Chavez attended the event with his family. Fernandez, 39 years of age, pledged reforms to strengthen security, fight crime and continue the policies of the previous administration after winning February's election with 48.3% of the vote. India extended greetings to Costa Rica during the swearing-in ceremony of the country's newly elected president. On his X platform, Minister of State for External Affairs, Pabitra Margarita, said that he attended the swearing-in ceremony of the newly elected president of Costa Rica and conveyed greetings from India's president, Prime Minister and the people. He also wished the new leadership and the government of Costa Rica success in serving the nation and strengthening bilateral ties. Global stocks were mixed on Friday as investors weighed strong U.S. employment data against high energy costs. The S&P 500 and the Nasdaq have surged to record highs this week as investors focused on strong financial reports from U.S. companies, setting aside concerns that high oil prices related to the West Asia conflict are fueling inflation. The S&P 500 gained 0.84% to end at 7,398.93 points, while Nasdaq Composite gained 1.71% to 26,247.08. The Dow Jones Industrial Average rose 12.19 points or 0.02% to 49,609.16. The S&P 500 and Nasdaq notched their sixth straight weekly gains. This is the longest such winning streak since October 2024. The Dow has logged 2 consecutive weekly advances. Meanwhile, Brent crude rose above $100 a barrel as hopes faded for a quick resolution to the West Asia conflict and the gradual reopening of the Strait of Hormuz, a key transit route for oil and liquefied natural gas. You're watching DD India Live. We're heading for a short break. But after the break, we take a look at ambitious financial reforms of the India government that marks 11 years of inclusive social security and financial protection for every citizen. And on the 165th birth anniversary of Gurudev Rabindranath Tagore, we take a look at the stellar contribution of the literary icon in reshaping global literature forever.
Jharkhand will mesmerize you with majestic nature, rich heritage and colorful culture.
Johar. It fits perfectly.
Thank you.
फुल वर्कआउट हो गया.
Ready?
Postcards from Jharkhand on National Geographic.
Welcome back after the break. You're watching DD India Live. In a historic turn, senior BJP leader Suvendu Adhikari will take oath as the first ever BJP Chief Minister of West Bengal today, marking a watershed moment in the state's political history. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Union Home Minister Amit Shah and Chief Ministers of NDA-ruled states will be attending the swearing-in ceremony at Kolkata's iconic Brigade Parade grounds. Adhikari's name was proposed at the legislature party meeting and formally announced by Home Minister Amit Shah in the presence of newly elected BJP MLAs and senior party leaders on Friday. In the recently concluded West Bengal Assembly elections, BJP secured a decisive victory by winning 207 seats, while the Trinamool Congress managed to win 80 seats after ruling the state for 15 years. West Bengal is the second state to have a BJP Chief Minister for the first time. Last month, Samrat Chaudhary took the oath as Bihar Chief Minister as the state got its first BJP-led government. India's biotechnology sector is rapidly accelerating and attracting investor interest from global leaders such as Switzerland. Its progression from generic drug manufacturing to innovation partner is pushing India up the value chain. Our correspondent Nidhi has more from Swiss Biotech Days in Basel.
India's pharmaceutical sector is valued at $55 billion and ranks number 3 in the world in terms of production volume. It also generates a healthy trade surplus and is projected to grow to $120 to $130 billion by 2030. Given these promising numbers and the backdrop of TEPA, Trade and Economic Partnership Agreement between India and Switzerland, how are Swiss companies capitalizing on the opportunities in India? There are more than 350 Swiss companies operating in India. They specialize in manufacturing and pharmaceuticals.
We're seeing a lot of momentum between India and Switzerland, especially since the entry into force of the free trade agreement. We have a large Indian delegation that came to the Swiss Biotech Day, engaging with Swiss companies. We're seeing a lot of interest from the Swiss companies to engage with Indian companies to take advantage of the large healthcare systems and the growing Indian market in order to do business and to develop their innovative technologies.
India is also becoming very innovative. We see that here at the Swiss Biotech Day. Many Indian companies are very innovative, especially in digital health, in biotech, in pharma. And I believe this is the complementarity where Swiss and Indian companies work.
Swiss Business Hub India has put together a delegation of 10 Indian pharmaceutical companies which participated in the Swiss Biotech Days in Basel.
After having the opportunity to join the Canton de Vaud Swiss delegation last October, I came back to Switzerland telling my colleagues that we have to look into India as a cooperation partner, as it's developing so fast, and in our industry as well. We could save the world together, I think, and that's what we should work on.
I see Swiss and Indian ecosystem where in the context of biopharma as a one integrated corridor where we could integrate the value that the Swiss ecosystem brings on the science and the innovation and the precision, the quality part of it, and the Indian counterparts bringing the scale, speed and efficiency. And I think if we merge two, I think we could create a unique integrated platform across the two countries.
Swiss Biotech Days provides a platform for such integrations, cross-border collaboration and investments to flow between India and Switzerland. This is Nidhi reporting for DD India from Basel, Switzerland.
All right, in the breaking news just coming in, Government of India is appointing Lieutenant General N.S. Raja Subramani as the next Chief of Defence Staff. This is the breaking news we're getting you this hour. Vice Admiral Krishna Swaminathan has been appointed as the next Chief of the Naval Staff. Added to that, also the Government of India appoints Lieutenant General N.S. Raja Subramani as the next Chief of Defence Staff, who will also serve as the Secretary, Department of Military Affairs. This is the big breaking news we're tracking this hour. The government has appointed Vice Admiral Krishna Swaminathan as the next Chief of the Naval Staff. He is currently serving as FOC in charge. The Admiral brings with him nearly 4 decades of distinguished service with extensive operational, strategic and personnel management experience across key appointments in the Indian Navy. He is succeeding Admiral Dinesh Kumar Tripathi, who will be retiring on 31st of May. Added to that, the Government of India has appointed Lieutenant General N.S. Raja Subramani as the next Chief of Defence Staff. He will be serving as Secretary, Department of Military Affairs. He's a highly decorated officer with over 4 decades of distinguished service. Lieutenant General Raja Subramani is currently serving as military advisor at the National Security Council Secretariat since September 2025. Our correspondent Vishal Baristo is joining us to get us more. Vishal, we see the government announcing 2 very important appointments today, the new naval chief and also the new CDS. What more can you spell out?
Well, absolutely. A very good morning to you, Preeti. Now, as we complete the first anniversary of Operation Sindoor, 2 new appointments, very important appointments, have been announced by the Government of India. The current Chief of Defence Staff General Anil Chauhan is scheduled to complete his tenure on the May 30th, which is this month. And Lieutenant General Raja Subramani has been serving as the military advisor at the National Security Council Secretariat since September 1st, 2025. Now he is all set to replace General Anil Chauhan. And earlier, General Subramani also served as the Vice Chief of the Army Staff from July 1st, 2024 to July 31st, 2025. He was also the General Officer Commanding-in-Chief of the Central Command from March 2023 to June 2024. Indeed, a very important development. At the same time, a new chief has also been announced for the Indian Navy. He would be replacing Vice Admiral Krishna Swaminathan would be replacing Admiral Tripathi, and Vice Admiral Krishna Swaminathan is currently serving as the Chief of Western Naval Commander in Mumbai. He is the Western Naval Commander in Mumbai and will assume office as the next chief on May 31st. His tenure is expected to continue till December 31st, 2028. Commissioned into the Indian Navy on 1st July 1987, Vice Admiral Swaminathan is a specialist in communication and electronic warfare. He is an alumni of the National Defence Academy, Khadakwasla, the Joint Services Command and Staff College in Sriveham, United Kingdom, the College of Naval Warfare in Karanja, and the United States Naval War College in Newport, Rhode Island. So indeed quite an important development as far as both Navy is concerned and also for the 3 armed forces. Preeti?
All right, Vishal, thank you so much for joining in with those insights and those details. That was our correspondent Vishal Baristo telling us more about the 2 important announcements, appointments that have been made by the government on the anniversary of Operation Sindoor. A very important announcement has been made by the government in sync with the timing when we talk of Operation Sindoor completing 1 year. The government has appointed Vice Admiral Krishna Swaminathan as the next Chief of the Naval Staff, and at the same time the government has also announced the appointment of Lieutenant General N.S. Raja Subramani as the next Chief of Defence Staff. Lieutenant General Raja Subramani will also be serving as the Secretary, Department of Military Affairs, and he will be assuming office after General Anil Chauhan completes his tenure on 30th of May. He has earlier served as Vice Chief of the Army Staff and GOC in charge, Central Command, besides commanding key operational formations along the western and northern fronts. He is a highly decorated officer with over 4 decades of distinguished service. All right, that brings us to the end of this edition of DD India Live. But let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. For those of you on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from India and across the world on the DD India mobile app. Now, this app is available on both Android and iOS platforms, and you can download the respective QR codes. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Preeti Kaur signing off, and from all of us here in Delhi, thanks for watching DD India Live.